In this video, we are going to perform CRUD operations over our MongoDB through our Express server and Postman tool. So before moving into our actual video, make sure you have hit that like button on this video. It shall be only costing you less than 2 seconds of your entire life. So please do me a favor and let's play holy. I'm just kidding. Do me a favor and hit that like button. So once we have opened your Visual Studio Code, and if you remember in our previous video, we implemented the following model of our entire database operations of our MongoDB. So in this video, we need to create some custom ORM for our entire application. And what I mean by ORM is, instead of writing these hard-coded things, we only need to write some of the operations for simply saving data, getting data, updating data, or even deleting the data. So for that purpose, first of all, you can go onto our console and install some packages known as Mongoose. Press enter and the following package shall be automatically installed under your project. Alright, so once you have installed Mongoose, let's clear it once. And now instead of having this file, I will be removing off completely, and the following file of database shall be our entire model. So here I will be creating one more folder called as models, called as user model.ts, not that. So press enter and now we are good to go. Alright, let's remove the following import from this, and also let's remove off this line and we are good to go. So first thing first, let's move under our user model. Now our user model is going to be the entire model of our queries over our MongoDB. So for implementing all the CRUD operations, first of all you need to import Mongoose from Mongoose dependency itself. Alright, not a dependency, from the package itself. So let's import Mongoose. And once you have imported Mongoose, first of all we need to define our interface for our entire model. So let's assume that we are creating a to-do list for our entire project. So for that purpose, I can have a new to-do list, let's say to-do I, and under this to-do I, which is an interface, we should be having two different properties of title and description. So first of all, we should be having a new title, which should be a string. So let's define a string here, and after that we should be also having a new description. So let's have the description to be the string as well. Now if you are new to interface and TypeScript, I recommend you to watch the following tutorial course, which will be explaining you everything about what is TypeScript and how you should be using it under your deployment. So once we have added the following to interface of to do, we should be writing here a new document from our Mongoose, that is our MongoDB. So for that purpose, let's have a new interface and let's name it to do document, just like this. And the to-do document shall be extending with Mongoose document. So let's have extends from Mongoose dot document. Let's have a property of document. Now under the case of document, it shall be requiring two different properties that we have defined under our main to-do list. So here let's copy the following thing and paste it here. So after defining the following document, we need to define a schema for our MongoDB. Now if I go back under my browser, under my MongoDB, the following thing is known as schema, where under a particular subcollection, that is a particular document, I am getting a description, a title, and an ID of a particular document. Now this thing is referred as schema. Schema means nothing but simply the structure of our entire document, in easy words. So let's go back, and here I will be having a new constant of to do schema. The following schema shall be equal to a new Mongoose dot schema. So here let's import schema from it. So under the schema, first of all it shall be requiring a title, because we have defined our model to be a title. So under this title, first of all it shall be requiring a property of type, and here I will be having a property of type to be a string under capitals. So after having the property of type, it should be requiring a property of required. So here let's have required, and yes, we are required the property of title. So let's copy the following piece of line and paste it here. But instead of title, it should be having a description, and the property of required will be false under our case of description. So once we have added a description under our to-do schema, the next thing we gotta do is create one more interface. So here let's have one more interface, which should be known as to do model interface, just like this. And under this, first of all, it should be extending with the model that we have defined. So here let's have Mongoose dot model, and under this it should be requiring a type of our document. So let's copy our document, not document. So let's copy our document from here, paste it here, and under this let's define some properties. So first of all we should be creating a new method called as sets, and under this set it should be acquiring an argument called as x, and under this argument we should be inserting our data under a type of to-do I, which is a interface, and the following interface should be taking a type of title and a description. The following thing shall be referring to a to-do document. So here let's have to-do document, easy thing. Alright, but instead of having a curly angular brackets, we need to have here curly brackets. Easy, format document first. So after having the particular to-do model interface, we should be having an explicit type of to-do. So for that purpose, I will be writing here to-do schema. Let's add to-do schema that we have defined, and from this I will be getting a property of statics, and from this I will be simply setting all of the data. So under this, alright, let's make it equal to a new argument under a type of to-do I that we have defined at the top of our method. So let's add to-do I, which is our base interface, which contains a title and a string. So under this I will be throwing here a new function. So under this function I will be simply returning a new to-do format document first. So after returning a new to-do, what I can really do is create a new constant known as to-do, and the following constant shall be equal to mongoose. Alright, mongoose dot, and under this model it will be requiring two different arguments. So first of all it will be requiring an argument of to-do document. So let's provide here a to-do document, and after that it will be requiring a property of to-do model interface, which has the method of set. So once we have done this, under this method first of all it will be requiring the name of our model. So let's add to-do as a name, and also it will be requiring a schema. If you hover over it, you will be getting all the information that it will be requiring a schema. So for schema, what we can really do is go at the top and paste the schema here, easy thing. And once we have created our to-do object which defines our entire model, we can add a new property of to-do dot set some default properties under our database. If the following properties will be empty, that is, if title and description is empty sent by the user, you should be adding some default values. So for that purpose, let's add a title, and under title it should be saying some title. After that, let's add a new description. Under this we should be adding some description, and once we have added the entire method, let's export the following data. So here let's export our to-do. Let's go under our routes. Let's clear everything off from here and let's start from scratch. So first thing first, I will be creating a new method for a post request. So for that purpose, if you remember, we need to write here router.post, and here it will be requiring a new path. Let's say add. Let's add a new function to be asynchronous. It will be requiring a request and response. So let's add request and a response accordingly. Let's throw a new arrow function. Why not? So under our arrow function, we should be conducting the entire code which is necessary for defining our entire custom route. So for that purpose, I will be writing here a constant to be a title. After title, let's have a new constant which will be a description, and the following description shall be simply equal to our entire request dot body. Now let me tell you that if you are new to the following syntax, watch the following previous two tutorials in which I have explained everything that you need to know. So for now, what I can really do is create a new constant to be a data, or a data item, and the following data item should be simply equal to to-do. Let's import to-do first. So let's hover over it and import it. Cool. So I can simply say to-do dot set, and under this set method it will be requiring two different arguments of title and also a description, just like this. So once we have added the following data item to be the following to-do, what I can really do is have a new property for await data item. I can simply say data item dot save. This following line should be saying that save all of the data that the following to-do has set, which is our title and description. And once we have set our entire data, we can simply return a new response to our server. So for response, I can simply say response.status. First of all, let's add a status of 200 and also some JSON data. And under this, let's add the following data item. So once we have added this, we are now good to go. So for trying it out, we should be simply exporting our entire routers. So let's add export our routers. Format document first. Now let's go under our app.ts. Alright. And here, as we are using our entire router, we are now good to go. But before posting all of our data, we need to configure our Mongoose. So for that purpose, let's add mongoose.connect, just as we did for connecting our MongoDB. So here under connect method, first of all it will be requiring a process.env, and from this it will be requiring a MongoDB URL. The following URL shall be conducted under a string. So let's add here a parsing of a string, and after that it should be requiring two different arguments. So under the arguments, what I can really do is add two different properties. So let's add a property of use new URL parcel to be true, and also use unified topology to be true. And once we have added this, let's have a new callback to it under our console. So here let's have a console.log, and here I will be adding a property of db connected. So now let's try it out. So let's open our console, and here I will be writing npm run dev, press enter. Cool, so our server is rocking over 8080. And also our database is connected. So now let's go under our postman. So here under our postman, first of all let's add some post, and here under path let's add some data. So here first of all it will be requiring a title. So under title it should be having, let's say, dancing, and after that we should be also having a new property of description. Alright, let's add comma, and here let's have description, and under this let's say I love dancing or any sort of thing. Let's try sending this data to it. Let's open our response, and now you can see we will be getting our response under data, because we are now assigning our data to be the data item. Let me show you here. So under our route you can see we are assigning our data to be data item, and we are now successfully inserted data under our MongoDB. So here you can see we will be getting an ID, which will be an object ID, also its version, title and description. So once we have added here, let's check our MongoDB. Cool, so here under the list of to-dos, you can see we will be getting one more document known as dancing. Congratulations, we have successfully added some data under our MongoDB with the help of Express server. Let's add some more data into it. Let's say coding, and here let's remove this thing off, and I will be writing coding. Let's send it up. Cool, so one data is added. Let's add one more thing of eating. Why not? I am hungry as well. I am just kidding. So yeah, let's add I love eating. Let's send it up from here. Cool, so we are now successfully able to add data, and if I check my MongoDB by reloading it once. Okay, let's load it up, and you can see we'll be getting all of our data appended, which is I love eating, coding and dancing. So once we have added all of our data, let's retrieve all of our data under our local host. Alright, we don't have the following path, so let's make this path happen. So for that purpose, let's go under our Visual Studio Code, and here let's add a new request over get request. So here let's add a path of get request. So under our get request, what I can really do is add a new router, and here let's add a get of path of slash, just like this, and here it will be requiring an asynchronous function. So here let's add a path of request to be a new request, and also it will be requiring a response. So let's add a new response. Let's throw an arrow function into it, just like it. So under this, what we can really do is add a try catch block. So let's add a try catch block under it. Why not? So under a catch, let's catch the entire error, and I will be simply writing here console.log my entire error, just like this. So under our try block, we need to retrieve all of our documents from our to-do collection list. So for that purpose, I can simply say constant data item should be equal to to-do. Let's import to-do first. Cool, so here I can simply say to-do dot find. I can find all of my data, so let's add a find method, just like this. Now the method should be awaiting for the entire data, so let's add await. So once we have added all of our data, I can simply say once we have gotten all of our data, I will be sending the data to my server. So here I will be simply sending response dot status. First of all, let's send a status of 200. Alright, under quotes of 200, and I can simply say add data under JSON of data should be equal to data item, our usual thing. Press enter, and now let's test it out. So for testing it out, let's go onto our browser, but before that let's our MongoDB be connected. Alright, we are getting an error. What's the case? Alright, we can't find error. I just misplaced it up. So press enter and now let's load our entire application once. Cool, our server is rocking over 8080. And also our database is connected. So let's go onto our browser and reload our entire application once. Boom. Cool, so we are getting all of our data from our MongoDB Atlas, which is this entire data over our server. So after having the following GET request, let's learn how to read a particular document from our database, that is our MongoDB database. So for that, let's add delete request. So under the case of delete request, I will be copying the following method and paste it one more time. But here let's add a property of router.delete, just like this. And here instead of finding all of the data, I can simply say to do.delete. Alright, delete one. And under this delete, first of all, it will be requiring the data that we need to delete. So for that purpose, let's have constant filter. And the filter shall be equal to the data that we need to delete. So for that purpose, let's add a title. So the title shall be equal to response, that is request.body.title. Press enter and I can copy it and paste it here. And instead of exporting all of the data, what I can really do is remove the following line up from here. And I will be simply carrying up the entire promise that I have been getting. And here I can simply say .then, and under this I can simply say data, the data that we should be receiving, and I can throw up the entire data under a JSON response. So for that purpose, let's create a new method of response.json, and under this we should be sending the data that we have received, which will be data itself. And here you can also do one thing, remove the try catch block from here. Let me do it up. And here you can catch the error from this side as well. So I can simply say catch error. Let's say catch a new error. And once we have got the error, we can throw up a new arrow function. And under this, we can simply return a response over the error. So here let's say response.send the following error. Format document first. And now let's try it out. So here let's add a new path for delete to be a delete one. So now let's go under our postman. And here let's go under delete one, let's add delete, and now I will be deleting the document having the title to be eating. Let's press send. Alright, so I guess we haven't connected our database. Let's open our terminal. Cool, so our DB is now connected. Let's go back under our postman. Cool, so now you can see we are successfully able to delete all the data, and if I go down, you can see the property of deleted to be 1. That is, we have not successfully deleted one item from our MongoDB database. So let's go under our browser. Let's check it out if we have deleted the data of dancing. Let the following thing to be reloaded and let's go at the bottom. And now you can see we have deleted the following data of not dancing but eating. Congratulations. So now let's delete the property of dancing. Let's copy the following title and paste this thing here. Let's press send. And also we have not successfully deleted the document of the following thing, that is our dancing. If I load my entire application once, that is our MongoDB Cloud Atlas. And if I go at the bottom, you can't see any property of dancing because we have deleted it. Now once this thing is done, let's also do one thing, update some data. So for that purpose, let's create a new method at the bottom. And for this, I can copy the entire method from this side and paste it here. But here let's add a new path to it of update. Alright, update 1. So under the case of update, I can add a property of update 1. And here along with a filter, it should be requiring a new property of updated data. So here let's have updated data. And the following updated data should be equal to a new description. So here let's add a new description. And the description should be equal to request.body.description as well. So now let's copy the following updated data and paste it here. You can also add a new property of new to be true so that it will be creating a new document. So let's add a property of new to be true and now let's test it out. Cool, so our server is working at 8080. And also our DB is connected. So now let's try deleting. So now let's try updating some data. And for this, let's add a property of put to the following update request. Cool, so let's go under our postman and let's try it out. So I will be adding a property of put and here let's add a path of update. Alright, update 1, I'm always getting it wrong. So here what I can really do is update some data. So if I go under my localhost and reload it once, let's try updating some data from our coding, that is coding document. So for that purpose, let's go under our Postman, add the property of title, and here let's update some description of it. So let's add a description, and under this let's say some updated description. Let's try sending it out. So after pressing send, you can see we'll be getting the following response. And if I go back under my browser, if I load it once, you can see we are getting the following description of our title of coding to be some updated description. You can also do one thing, update this thing one more time. So let's say update the following description of 2, press send. Let's go back under our browser. Let's load it once. And now you can see we'll be getting a real-time changes over our get request as well. So in this way you can perform all of the 4 basic operations over put. So in this way you can perform all the basic operations over post request, get request, delete one, and also for update one. And I guess this was a big dose for you over grabbing all of the following information that I have given today. So this will be your homework to try everything out that we have explained today. That is about the following user model, the following routes, and also defining the user model and routes over our server. So till then, I will see you in the next one where we shall be starting off integrating our Flutter application. So I will see you in the next one where we shall be deploying our entire routes over. So I will see you in the next one where we shall be adding our user model and routes connection over a Heroku server. That is, we are going to add a custom server instead of adding the following local host. So I will see you in the next one with another great video. Till then, please hit that like button. It will be awesome. So I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.